Hey Dandelions, it's me Sandy, aka Sandy Dandy. I was just taking off my glasses, and today I have a completed flip through of the Downton Abbey coloring book. Okay, so there's the front, and yeah, my Downton Abbey coloring book has a lot of it has like residue on it from like glue and stuff from other projects that I've done. So there's the back. Okay, so if you're a fan of Downton Abbey, I would recommend this coloring book. But if you don't like tiny details, you probably won't want to get this coloring book because it has a lot of detail in it. So yeah, and Max is over there. And Max just said hi to you guys. So let's flip through here. Okay, title page. Didn't do anything to that because it's just a blank page. Okay, and these pages are thick. This is really good paper inside this coloring book, and single-sided pages, which is good. So here is Downton Abbey. Okay, and yeah, I colored that in. Okay, I think I used marker on that. Marker and colored pen and gel pen. So yeah. So here is Violet. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Here is Violet. Okay, she's on the first page, and each page has its own little quote there. So I thought that was neat because you don't have to worry about what medium you use on here, like color pencil, like gel pen, marker, whatever you can use on these pages, because it just bleeds through to the saying on the other side. So we have Edith, Mary, and Sybil. Sybil's in the middle. There's Mary, and we have Edith over here. So yeah. I love this show. I own the complete series. And the first movie, I want to someday find the second movie and get it on DVD when I can find it cheap enough. So, yeah. So, here are the parents. Okay. And, yeah, I didn't color everything the exact colors of the show. So, yeah. There's Mary and Matthew. Okay. I just colored it whatever colors I wanted to color it. Okay. Here's Sybil's new gown. Yeah, it has it's a pantsuit, so yeah. That was a funny moment in the show. And it says, "Is there anything more thrilling than a new frock?" Okay. So yeah. There is the servants. Okay. And it's O'Brien, Carson, and yeah, I just watched this. I can't remember who the one in the middle's name is. But yeah. And the only complaint I have about this coloring book is it's like the shape is like so awkward. You have to have a big surface to lay this on to color. So there's Matthew. And yeah, like I said, it has like a lot of detail in the backgrounds and stuff. Oh yeah, this is Mrs. Hughes and Barrow. Yeah, he's like the bad guy on the show. So yeah, and he's what was he? Head butler, first butler. I cannot remember what he was exactly. Okay. And here are the servants lined up. Okay. Let me flip this to the next page. There's Sybil and what's his name? Bright. Okay. And I just knocked a bunch of stuff over, so yeah. Branson. This is Branson. Branson and Sybil end up together. So, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the show. He is the chauffeur to start out with, and then him and Sybil get together. Okay. And Mary and Matthew, when Matthew proposed to Mary. I think it was, in the show, it was like a Christmas episode. So, yeah. And there's Daisy and Miss Patmore. Okay. There's Miss Patmore, and there's Daisy. And yeah, poor Daisy doesn't, for a while in the show, she does not get to go upstairs because she's like she's the servant she's one of the servants that just goes through like the secret passageways in the house and does things, cleans things and stuff. So, the people that live upstairs don't never see her. She's like a secret like ghost sort of, because they weren't supposed to see those servants because they were kind of underclass servants. So yeah, then we have Matthew and Branson. I think that was at Mary's wedding. Okay. And okay, like I said, this coloring book, I love it, but it's just an awkward shape. It's hard to hold it and stuff. So there is at Edith's first wedding. We have Mary, Edith, and Sybil. Okay. Yeah, Edith's first wedding, yeah, it didn't turn out too good. The groom jilted her and left her standing at the altar. He like said, no. He said, I can't do this. And he ran off. So, yeah. Okay. Then we have Cora. Yeah, Cora is the mom. So, there's Cora. Okay. And we have Carson. Carson is the head butler. Okay. And, yeah, he is a really cool character. So, yeah. Then we have Sybil. We have Sybil. And yeah, Sybil meets a tragic end in the show. So yeah, but she's one of my favorite characters. Okay. Okay, then we have Mary and Matthew when their baby is born. And we have Bates. Bates is one of my favorite characters. I just love his storyline of him and Anna, their love story in the show. And yeah, he's just a cool character. Like, yeah, I love his personality and everything. He's one of my favorite characters. Okay, then we have Rose. Okay. Yeah, Rose is kind of a bad girl in the show. Yeah, she gets into a lot of trouble and mischief. That's why her parents send her to stay at Downton Abbey, because yeah, she likes to get into trouble and do things she's not supposed to. Okay, then we have Daisy. Okay, Daisy's using the first electric mixer in the house when they first got electricity, because this show is set like in the Victorian days, so from 1818. I think it's in the 1800s. So, yeah. Then we have Isabel and Matthew. Isabel is Matthew's mother. Okay. And technically, they are related to Mary and Matthew are cousins, which that's kind of weird. But like back then, it was like that. It was like proper for you to marry your cousin. Okay, so we have Edith and her second love, Michael. Well, technically, let's see. There was Patrick, and yeah, Michael's like the third guy that she loved. So yeah, there's Michael and Edith. Okay. Then we have Edith and her gown. Yeah, she was going to a dinner with Michael. Okay, then we have Isabel and Violet. Okay, yeah. They are like, at first they don't like each other, but then they end up becoming best friends. They're cousins too, so yeah. Then we have Rose and Jack Ross. Jack Ross is he's a singer in a band, and yeah, he's African American. So his storyline with Rose, we kind of, you're kind of rooting for him. Like in the present day, you would like that. It wouldn't be like such a big deal if they got together, but back in the like 1800s, Victorian times, that was not proper to do. So that was kind of one of Rose's little scandals. Okay, then we have the family minus Sybil. Okay. Yeah, because Sybil met her tragic end. Okay, then we have the whole family and all the servants listening to the king's speech on the wireless radio. Okay. And yeah, that was like a big deal that they all got together to listen to the speech. Okay, and then we have Mary riding side saddle on her horse because, yeah, back in those days it was not proper for a lady to ride like a man on a horse. You had to ride side saddle. Okay, then we have the home, Downton Abbey. I can't remember what the name of the castle is that's used for Downton Abbey, but it's in England. Yeah. So then we have let's see here. There's Mary, Edith, Branson, and Rose in this picture. Okay. Yeah, this is one of my favorite shows. I love it. So there's Daisy and Miss Patmore in the kitchen making all sorts of delicious food. Because Daisy like ended up she also like worked in the kitchen and cooked and stuff. So yeah. And then we have Mr. Bates and Anna. I think his name was John. But yeah, they had a great love story, but they also had like obstacles in their love story, which yeah, it was a good storyline for them. Okay, then we have Robert. Robert is the father. Okay. And he's not very good with money, so at one point he loses all of his wife's inheritance that she had put into Downton Abbey and everything. So yeah. Okay, then we have Rosamond. Okay, and she is Robert's sister, the aunt. Okay. Then we have Mrs. Hughes and Carson. They are servants, and they ended up getting married in the last season of the show. Okay, then we have Mary. Okay, and Mary's kind of got an attitude. Yeah, you just have to get used to her in the show. Okay, then we have Isabel. Isabel is having tea in the garden. Okay, then we have Mary and, what is his name? I cannot remember. This is Mary's second husband. Okay, and he was a race car driver. And then we have Burrow and Robert. And yeah, you kind of get to like Burrow towards the end of the series. Yeah, sorry guys, I gotta wipe my nose. At the beginning, he's like the total bad guy, and yeah, you will not like him at the beginning of the series, but at the end, he was such a good guy, and you fell in love with him when you seen him with standing up for Sybil's little girl, because the nanny was not nice to her for a while there, and then they got a different nanny because of Burrow, because he found out. And yeah, so then we have Mr. Mosley, and yeah, he's a funny guy. Yeah, because he wants to be a butler. He kind of wants to be a butler, but he doesn't. And then, yeah, he's always screwing things up. And he gets drunk a couple of times in the show. He was supposed to, like, test the wines, and he didn't spit them out, but he drank them, and he got drunk in the show. Okay. And then we have the family again. Okay. And then we have Mary and Edith. And they have one of the best, like, sister fights in the show. And I love when Edith calls her a bitch, because you're waiting for it the whole time you watch the show. You're just waiting for Edith to call her a bitch. And, yeah, she lets her have it. Okay, so, yeah. Then we have Mary and her second husband. I can't remember what his name was. I cannot remember what his name was. But, yeah, he was the race car driver. So, that was their wedding. And then we have Edith. Finally, Edith gets married. And, yeah, that is the end of the series. And, yeah, she finally gets her happily ever after. And, yeah, here's where I tested all my markers and stuff. But, yeah, this was a fun coloring book. Like I said, if you don't like detail, some of the backgrounds have a lot of detail in them. And, yeah, it's just got, like, the lips and everything. It is hard to color. You have to be precise to get into the little grooves of the lips. But, yeah, if you are a fan of Downton Abbey, the series, I would recommend this coloring book because it is, it just has a lot of the great scenes from the show. So, guys, I'm going to let you go, and I'll see you in my next video.